Hello everyone, this is Teacher Luis, your mommy tutor. Today, we will be discussing about solving the value of n involving dividing of decimals or division of decimals. But before we divide or solve the value of n here, we need to remember the different position of n in an equation because it doesn't mean that if the operation is division, all the things that you will be doing here will always be division. No, it depends on the positioning or the location of n in these equations. Okay, so these are the things that you need to remember. So we have to take note of the location of n in an equation. So if the n is located on the last part, then the operation that we will be using is division. If the n is located at the middle, the operation that we will be using will be division. But if the n is located at the first part of the equation, then the operation of that we will be using will be multiplication. I repeat, if you are dividing or finding the value of n. So kapag hinahanap natin yung value of n dito, hindi ibig sabihin na division ang gagamitin natin lagi dahil ang operation ay division. Hindi ganon. Okay? So depende yan kung saan mo makikita ang n. Okay? So kung ang n mo ay makikita sa hulihan, so it's after the equal sign. So kapag yung n mo ay makikita sa hulihan, ang operation na gagamitin mo ay divide. Okay? Kung ang n mo naman ay makikita after the division sign or sa gitna, kapag nakita mo siya sa gitna, ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin mong operation ay still divide. Okay? Pero, kung ang n mo ay makikita before or dun sa unahan, bago doon sa division sign, ang operation na gagamitin mo to find the value of n is multiplication. Okay? So, you need to multiply. Okay? So, yun yung mga dapat mong tandaan if you are solving the value of n in an equation. Okay? Especially if you are doing the equation in division operation. Okay? So, this one is not only true para sa division of decimals. Magagamit mo rin to na technique para sa dividing whole numbers at fractions. Okay? Ganun pa rin yung process niya. Kapag nagfa-find ka ng value of n, yung location ng n kailangan mong malaman. So, kapag yung n ay nasa hulihan, at ang division yung operation, so ibig sabihin, i-divide mo pa rin siya. Pag yung value of n or yung n na hinahanap mo ay nasa gitna, at ang operation ay still division, ang gagamitin mo pa rin operation when you find the value of n is division. Pero, pag yung value ng n or yung n ay hinahanap mo ay nasa unahan or at the middle, to get the value of this n, kahit pa ang division operation ang nandito, hindi ibig sabihin noon na magdi-divide ka. But instead, to get the value of n here, ang gagawin mo, you need to multiply the two given equation. That is because, ang hinahanap natin dito are yung dividend. Okay? Dito sa gitna, ang hinahanap natin ay divisor. At dito, sa pinakahulihan, ang hinahanap natin dito ay yung quotient or simply yung answer ng division. Okay? So, to better understand kung ano yung mga sinasabi ko, let us try to look at the different examples. Eto. So, dito sa mga examples na yan, kagaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, just like what I told you a while ago, we cannot say that since the operation given here is division, we need to divide everything here. No, it depends again on the positioning or location of the n. So before we solve each equation here, we need to take note of the position of n so that we'll be able to solve correctly the value of n in each equation. Okay, so let us try to do the number 1 para mas maintindihan. To further understand what I'm telling you, let us do the first number. Okay, so what's the first number? That is this one. So the first number is 5.984.034 is equal to n. That's divide. Okay, so saan? Where's the position of n here? So the position of n here is at the end. So since at the end siya, ano ang gagawin natin? We are going to divide. Okay, because the position is at the end, we are going to divide. Okay, so let's just still use this one. Okay, so we're going to divide it. Okay, so in dividing, don't forget that in dividing decimal numbers, the first thing that you need to do is you need to make the divisor whole number. So, paano gagawin to make the divisor whole number? By the way, where's the divisor? Ang divisor is yung nasa gitna. Okay, this is the divisor. So, unang-una, rewrite mo muna siya in this process or in this way. So, 0.034 divided by, you have to divide this by 8.4. So, 5.894984 divided by 0.034. Okay? So, if you are writing it this way, yung unang-unang number is the one inside. Okay? At yung nasa gitna is the one outside because this is the divisor and this is the dividend. Okay, so the next thing na dapat mong gawin, hindi mo pa madidivide yan, it's because ang unang-una mong dapat gawin is you have to make the divisor whole number. So, how are we going to do that? The rule in dividing decimals, first, you need to make the divisor whole number. Okay? By multiplying it by the multiples of 10 or pinaka-shortcut nito is all you need to do, you just have to move this decimal to the right para maging whole number yung decimal number nating divisor. So, you have to move this hanggang dito. So, 1, 2, 3. So, 3 times mo siyang i-move. Okay? Para maging whole number siya. So, since 3 times mong minove yung nasa divisor, ganun din yung times na mag-move ka ng decimal sa dividend. Okay? Kapag nag-move ka sa divisor, kailangan mag-move ka rin sa ng decimal sa dividend para pareho sila. So, 3 times dito, kaya dapat dito 3 times din. 1, 2, 3. So, nandito na ang mga decimal point natin. So, parehong sila ay whole number. So, let us rewrite this. So, we're going to get 34 here and then this is 5,984. So, since pareho ng or yung divisor natin ay whole number na at nagkataon din na yung dividend natin dito ay whole number, we are now ready to divide them. But guys, remember, the dividend here doesn't mean no, it's always whole number. Sometimes, pwede rin siyang decimal. Okay? Ang pinaka-importante dito at dapat nyong i-take note is the divisor when we are dividing decimals, the divisor should always be whole number. Okay? So, next, let's divide. So, this one, 34, possible naman yung 59, so divide this. We're going to get 1. So, this is 34, 5, 2. Next, bring down the 8 here. So, we got 7, 28, 2, 21, 23. Subtract. So, we get 0 here, 2, and then bring down 4. So, this one, how many 34 can fit to 204? That will be 6. So, 6 times 4 is 2. 24 to 18, 20. So, eto siya. So, ang answer natin is 176. So, ang value ng n natin dito will be n is equal to 176. Okay, so ganun yung pagsosolve. Don't forget that. Next, we move on to the next number. Ito siya. So, as you can see, nasaan yung location ng n? So, ang location ng n natin ay nasa gitna. It's at the middle. So, what did we say? If the location of n is at the middle, still the operation is division. Okay? So, dito, we're still going to divide. Okay? So, again, yung nasa una, laging yun yung dividend. So, yun yung nasa loob. Okay? So, 17.328. Then, 0, eto yung divisor, 38. Okay, so again, we have to move the decimal. Dito may 2 numbers, so movement of decimal natin is 2 times. So, 2, 1, 2. So, magiging whole number yan. Okay, next, dito naman, we still have to move it 2 times. 1, 2. But take note here that we only move the decimal 2 times, so meaning the dividend here will have decimal point. So, rewriting this, we'll get 38. Then, this one will be 1,732.8. And this is 38. So, since our divisor is whole number, now we're ready to divide. Okay? So, if we divide this 17, it can't be. That's why we have to divide the first 3-digit number here. Okay, so dividing that first 3-digit number, we get that as 4. There are 4 38 in this, so that will be 2, 3, 12, 13, 14. That will be 15. So bring down, subtract, bring down 1, and then 2 here, and 2. So, how many 38 can fit to 212? It's what? That will be 5. Okay, so 5, that will be 40. That's 4, 15, 19. So, that's 2, and then 2. So, next thing, we have to bring down the 8. Okay, so that's the last part. But remember guys, meron tayong decimal here. So, since we have a decimal here, we have to put a decimal point also on top. Okay? Because we have the decimal on this part. And then, we divide. Okay, so 38 divided by this 228, it is equal to 6. So 6 times 8, that will be 48. 4, 18, plus 4 will be 22. So, you subtract that, it will become 0. So, the final answer here for the value of n is 45.6. Okay, so this is the answer, 45.6 for the value of n. Okay, next, letter C. So for our letter C, this one, n. The location of n is at the front, yung pinakauna. So since nasa pinakauna siya, ano ang gagawin natin? We are going to multiply these two numbers. Okay, so we have to multiply 3.04 times 0.28. So dito, sa 3.04 times 0.28, the usual na gagawin natin dito is like yung usual na multiplication. We don't do anything. The only difference here is after we get the product, we just have to, what? Count the number of decimal point dyan. So, yun yung magiging location ng decimal point after. So, before that, let's multiply. So, 8 times 4, that will be 32. 3, so bring down 3 here. And then 24. So, this is 2, 8, 0, 6. Okay, and then after that, let's add. So, bring down 2 here. 11, 1, 5, 8. Okay, so after adding, we have this product, but this is not the final answer yet. Kasi ang final answer dito, ika-count muna natin kung ilan yung number of decimals. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, may apat. There are 4 decimals here. So, we have to count 4 numbers here, and that's the time we put the decimal. So, we have to count starting from right to left. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, the decimal point is here. So, the answer will be 0.8512 for the value of n. So, the value of n here is 0.8512. Okay? So, next, let's do letter D. So, again, for letter D, the location of n is at the end. So, since nasa hulihan, we are going to divide this equation. So, this one will be inside. So, 0.96. And then here, 0.08. And then, the next thing that we need to do is you move the decimal again. Move natin decimal 2 times. So, 1, 2. So, here the decimal again, 1, 2. So, the final will be 8. 49.6. Okay? So, next, we're ready to divide. So, 49 by 8 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. Subtract 1. And then bring down 6. But take note, there's a decimal point here. So, we have to put also a decimal point on top before we continue dividing. Okay, now 16 divided by 8 is 2. So, 2 times 8 is 16. When we subtract, we get 0 as the answer. So, the final answer of n here is equal to 6.2. Okay. Next is the letter D. So, take note again. The location of n is at the front, nasa beginning. So, since at the beginning, ibig sabihin, we are going to multiply the two numbers. So, 143 times 0.025. So, multiply that. 5 times 3, that will be 15. Carry 1, 21. Carry 2, so that will be 7. Next is second naman na tayo. So, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay? So, take note ha, if it's a second number, second din yung, naka-align din siya sa second number yung first na answer when you multiply. Okay? Same goes pag nasa third. But since 0 na yan, we don't need to write it here. Okay? Because everything here will be 0. So, okay na tayo dyan. Now, it's time for us to add. So, bring down here 5. Then, 1 plus 6, 7. Next is 15. Carry 1 is 3. So, the next thing that you need to do, again, so since this is multiplying decimals, we need to count the number of decimals here. So, it's only 1, 2, 3. It's only 3 because 143 here is a whole number, so there's no decimal. So, ika-count lang natin na decimal is 1, 2, and 3. So, again, when we count decimal, we have to start from the right going left. So, pagbalik, pag ganon. Okay, so we have to count 1, 2, 3, and then we put the decimal point. Okay, so the answer will be 3.575. So, this will be the value of n. So, the value of n is 3.575. Okay, next, the last number is this. So what is the last number? It's 2.4 divided by n is equal to 40. So again, so since the number or the n is located at the middle, so anong gagawin natin? We are going to divide. Okay, and the divisor here is 40 and the dividend is 2.4. So 2.4 will be inside and 40 here. So take note guys, this one, 40 is a whole number. And this is what? It's a decimal number. So ganun pa rin, okay pa rin yun. So ang gagawin mo lang, you just have to put the decimal point on top na. Meron na yun. So just put here 0 and then on top, we'll put the decimal point and then let's start dividing. So 24 divided by 40, is it possible? No, it's not possible, so we have to put 0 here. So there. So 0 times 40 will be what? 0. Diba? So that will be 24. So next, we are going to add 0 here. Okay? So when we add 0 here, that will become 240. So 240 divided by 40 will be 6. So 6 times 40 will be 240. Subtracting that, you'll get 0 as the answer. So the value of n here is equal to 0.06. Okay? So ganun siya. So that's how you get the value of n in dividing decimals. So, ang kailangan nyo lang gawin, you just have to take note of the position or location of n to get the correct answer of the value of n. Okay? So, that's it. I hope you learned something today. Again, this is Teacher Luis, your mommy tutor. Please like, share, and subscribe in my channel so that next time you will be updated for my upcoming videos. Okay? Thank you.